everybody, it's Christine, and today is a day, it's a hop, so there will be a link, either a playlist, I think Christy does, or maybe a list of folks, but it'll be in the description, so either way. Anyway, today we are celebrating Christy, because Christy's Beautiful Life, because she has made it 10 years on YouTube, and I'm thinking she had to have joined as a teenager, because she's so young, or at least I think she's young. I think she got young kids. So anyway, she's been on YouTube for 10 years, so we are celebrating her. And the theme is just scrap something that makes you happy. So I pulled out, or I printed off a picture of charcuterie board that I made for Christmas one year. And I make these actually every year now, every party. And I call it charcuterie board, and it's technically an entire table because I just really love it. For me, it's like art on a table. So I really enjoy these. Do not ask me how much I spend. I don't know, because I pick stuff up over the course of a week or so. Maybe two, whatever, because there's crackers and things, and I just pick stuff up. I don't have a budget. I don't budget. But I end up with these tables, and I just love it. It's so fun for me, and it's art on a table. So that's what makes me happy. So that's my photo. And what I'm using today is, I just got in the mail this week my October 2022 Hip Kit Club kit. And it's technically fall. Okay, the theme is actually fall. It's called Fall Love. Sorry, my voice is it's real early in the morning, so it's going to cut out on me here, I guess. But it's called Fall Love. But I really love this little wood grain. It's a diagonal wood grain. It's combining kind of two of my favorite things. And I think the color goes really well with this. And then I kind of sorted through the papers already. And I like this little green with the little flowers on it. I don't think I'll use any of the pink, but this is pretty. And then I also pulled out this tag page here, because I do like this, love this so much. I'm hopeful I can introduce this blue some kind of way. I mean, there's several tags on here that could possibly work that aren't terribly fall. I mean, like this little plaid here is fall. Anyway, so I'm thinking I can cut some of that up. I'll probably still end up getting back in here because I haven't picked out how I'm going to do this just yet, but I may have to find some additional pages. I mean, of course, again, since it is fall, it's got a lot of yellows and golds and whatnots, but I think I can make stuff work. I'll have to look on the back sides too, there's double-sided. So I'm certain I can find something, and I mean, my gosh, worst case, I can get into my stash, but this little guy's not bad, but I don't think that's really the right look and feel. Anyways, I'll have to get into that too, perhaps. I'm going to see. But for sure, these two pages, I like these. So anyways, oh, and I have to show y'all this too. It's got this cool gold foiling stuff, and I'm liking, golden memory, or I don't know, good. Who knows? Or, look at these cool alphas. Look at these cool alphas. I love this. I may just spell out charcuterie with these letters here. And then they have these tiny little puffy fonts, or this here. I love this. Ah, so good. And of course, there's chipboard. Again, love this, would probably work. There's stuff that's not so fall. Like, there's these florals here. Good Life, that sort of thing. Bless This House. I like that. That's kind of neat. Anyways, I'm going to get into that in a minute, and I'll come back on as soon as I figure out what I want to do from a design perspective and cut my base up. All right, talk soon. Well, gang, I have trimmed my base down just a little bit and mounted on this piece of cardstock I pulled out of my stash. It's kind of a reddish, I'm not sure how to describe it. It came out of I had a cardstock. It was an AC cardstock set called Earth Tones. That's what it was. And it's kind of this reddish color. So I picked that because I thought it went pretty well with the colors in the picture. Now I've decided I'm going to tear this. I decided to do this kind of diagonally teared looking thing, and I don't know why I thought that pink was going to flip over and fit there. That was just silly. So I didn't do that. But I do have this green with the floral, like I said, and then I'm going to do, I happened to trim, when I trimmed off the, I think it was the wood grain actually, it had this little multicolored with the white whatever, and I thought, well, that's kind of pretty up and down there, so I might lay that there, and so I did. And I've got my picture, and I did mount it on the little reddish cardstock. I haven't double matted it yet, but I will. I think I'll add that in just a second. I'm looking at this pink, and I'm thinking maybe I can add the torn piece behind the picture this way, but just nothing was going to work right, and so then I thought, well, I'll just use the whole darn thing over here. So I decided to mat the picture on this pink here, and it just ties in the little pink florals a little bit. As you can tell, I'm going to end up putting foam behind the picture as well, because I kind of want that to be lifted up. So I go ahead and decide to mat my photo, and again, I'm going to trim this up, and then I'm going to mat that on foam. And I've got that font there. I've decided that is what I'm going to use to make my title. And I think I told you I was going to call it like charcuterie or something. So I'm going to end making my title, Charcuterie Makes Me Happy. I'm scuffing the edges of the picture. I've said this before. I kind of like to do that when I've got at least one torn edge or something in there. And so I decided to scuff the edges. I'm going to have to use a little bit of wet glue on this little strip here because it's a little skinny for my tape runner. So I'm going to use a little bit of wet glue. I'll use my tweezers to pick it up and use it because otherwise my hands are too clunky. I feel like they're just too clunky and I can't really control stuff. So I use my tweezers and lay it down. And then I'm going to end up taking my photograph and putting the foam on it. I actually end up in a minute, I don't know when I do this, to be honest with you. This has been now a day or so since I made this. And I end up, I don't think I did glue this down. I'm going to end up moving it around though, y'all, if I'm honest. Because I'm going to come on here. Oh, there's the tag. So I did cut the tag out. I started to put the tag up there in the upper left corner because I thought, okay, I need a little upper left thing because I got this whole thing going on the lower right. I laid that there. I'm going to have to come back to that though. And then on the bottom, I was like, okay, my picture's kind of floating. I need a little shelf. And I had the other part of this little trimmed up piece of paper with the white and the little multicolored deal. And I laid it there. And then I start with the title. Now, why I'm all over the place, I couldn't tell you. I started to do charcuterie and then like 3 different lines. And then I thought, no, I like it all on one line. So I did Charcuterie Makes Me Happy. And I've got this tag. And I don't know. I'm looking at it and I'm going, okay, I moved it down because I had this big open spot under my title. And then I start messing around with these banner strips or these little strips again. And I had that little blue, it's like it was a banner strip off one of the sheets of paper. I don't remember which of the 2 it was. But I thought, well, that kind of makes a nice little shelf. So I kind of laid those there. And again, I don't know why I'm moving all over the darn page instead of staying a little bit focused. But I don't have a plan, y'all, just so you know. I don't have a sketch or a layout or anything like that. I'm just kind of working. And so that's probably why I'm all over the place. So my upper left up there, I'm thinking, well, I still need, even though I didn't have the tag up there, I still need something up there. It's too empty up there. So I'm going through the ephemera. That's what I decided to do. And I have that one little phrase right there. I think it says something about smell the aroma or something. And I'm making my way through all these little pieces here. And I'm going to end up finding a little navy blue tag. I think that's right. I think I find that in here. I'm pretty certain I have to because it's ephemera. I'll find it in a minute. It's a big, nice pile of ephemera, and I hadn't been through the package yet, so I didn't even know what all was in here. I tried to look at the back, but it's so tiny, and my eyes are so old anymore. And I say old. I shouldn't say that. That's terrible. It's not really that old, but my eyes are tired, I guess, most of the time. Who knows? Anyways, I thought to find something in there, but then I saw this packaging, and I thought, oh, that's a really cool journaling spot. So I tore the top of it off and decided I was going to use it for the journaling because I'm going to write a little story about having found charcuterie and that I make them every party and stuff like that. That's going to be where my journaling goes, y'all. I was kind of proud of that because now I'm using my packaging. Actually, the Hip Kit packaging always had got a little pretty background to it. Sometimes, it's a little pattern of, maybe it's sprinkles or whatever, but this one turned out to be lines, and I thought that worked out perfectly. So here's where I find that little navy blue tag, and I've got the little phrase, and I'm thinking, okay, now why I stopped messing with that upper corner, I don't know, but I go back downstairs down to the bottom of the layout again, and I've decided, okay, I'm going to glue my journaling page here because I have decided I'm going to use those little banners, those little branding strips as my shelf. And I'm going to end up using a little wet glue to glue these 2 because, again, they're so skinny I can't really hardly get the glue pieces on there. I did tear the left side, again, to kind of tie into the tear of the page of my little triangle piece there. I say little, it's ginormous, the half page there. I did cut that to 6 inches, by the way, before I tore it. Anyway, I'm going to make my little shelf down here. Just making an L design, basically, is what I'm doing. And I really kind of like this. I'm thinking, okay, that's cute. So I got my upper left corner up there, but I still think that little corner is a little unfinished. But I got to come back to that. All right, so now I'm going to find these florals. If I'm 100% honest, they do have sunflowers. They're a little more fall than I would have liked because, again, this is a Christmas charcuterie. But it's not so crazy different. And there is a lot of orange and browns and stuff like that in the food because it's cheese and crackers and stuff and meats and things. So the colors are okay. I kind of wished it was Christmassy, but at the same time, it doesn't hurt my feelings too bad. So I'm kind of trying to find all the florals in this little packet here to go on here. And I'll find 3 little florals because I'm going to put one in the upper left of the little notepad there, or the journaling spot. I find this little heart. I stick him on the little tag there. I find that little phrase. I think it says so blessed or something. I'm going to move it around. It's going to end up down underneath the other little phrase and on the bottom down there. But I'm just kind of finding ephemeras, just figuring out where things are going to go. I'll end up with another floral up in the upper left of the journaling with it says makes, and I'm going to find a little lantern. And you can see that I have a little like lantern thing on the tag in the upper left. Now I've glued all this stuff down at this point. It's all glued down. You can see what I got. I did put foam underneath the little flower on the upper left, and I've got some foam under little phrases and stuff like that. And then I pulled out these little enamel dots, and they're just kind of a strange little navy blue, or not really navy, but a darker blue. And I think that fits in really nicely. I do not journal on camera. I'm not going to make y'all sit there because it'll take a little bit of time to write my little story out. So you're going to see this basically with photographs and stills and stuff like that with no journaling. But I will add my journaling in that little section right there. Anyway, this was so fun. That's all I'm going to do the layout, y'all. Please check out the playlist below, and please congratulate Christy on her 10 years on YouTube. I'm so proud for her. I love her challenge, and she's such a sweet lady. Thank you guys so much for watching, and this is the first layout of November, and I'll have a few more, so please make sure you like and subscribe and check out my Instagram and all the goodies. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.